talk to you right now. This is urgent.
Iksan, what's going on? You sound really excited. Is everything okay? Wait, let me put you on speaker. Indra, are you free too?
Yes, I'm here. I just pick up. What's all the estimate about Iksan? You sound like you just won the lottery.
Okay, so here's the thing. Have you both been watching the World Cup qualifiers? Indonesia is just one match away from qualifying for the World Cup for the first time in our history. Can you believe it? This is huge.
Yes, I have been following it too, but Iksan, you need to calm down a little. I know this exciting, but we need to think about this more carefully. The physiological pressure on this player right now is enormous.
I agree with Nika. I've actually been doing some research about what this means for our country from a social perspective. This is more than just a football match. It's a national event that coordinates our entry country.
Wait, what do you mean by that? Andika, what psychological pressure are you talking about? They are professional athletes. Shouldn't they be used to the kind of pressure?
It's not that simple, Iksan. Let me explain first. There something child performs and safety when players know that millions of people are watching and hoping for them to succeed. Their stress hormones, cortisol levels rise, which can severely affect their decision making on the field.
And that's exactly where sociology comes in. You see, Iksan, Indonesia is a country with hundreds of different ethnicities, languages, and cultures. But during World Cup match, I've noticed so many incredible people from completely different backgrounds come together to support our national team. This is what sociologists call social solidarity.
So you're saying that a football match can actually unite our entire nation? That's amazing, but I still don't understand why psychology is so important. I've been coaching my local youth team, and I believe that physical training and discipline are what really matter. No shortcuts, just hard work.
Iksan, I'm not saying physical training is important, but modern sport psychology tells us that mental preparation is equally crucial. Let me give you an example. Do you know what collective efficiency means?
Collective what? I've never heard of that before.
Collective efficiency is the belief that a group can succeed together right now. Organizational team need to believe in the massive use unit when players work as hard and believe in their collective ability, they perform much better if a proven psychology concept.
And that connects to what I was saying about social solidarity. From a sociological standpoint, when players will support their community, their social identity strengthens. They really not just playing for themselves anymore. They represent their families, their flags, and their international.
Okay, but you're both saying that belief and social support are more important than actual training. My players train for hours every day. We practice drills until they can do them in their sleep. That's what's win matches.
Iksan, he never said training is a different method, but living experience something else. Last year, interfavorite several at UHO has experienced major failures in their careers. They all told me that they asked positive self-talk and visualization techniques to overcome their mental blocks. The honors who successors weren't necessarily the most physically gifted. They were the honors who had the strongest mental resilience.
That's exactly what I've been researching or future as this beautiful concept called gotong royong, communal cooperation, when players know that their entire community is behind them. They play with more courage and determination. It's a powerful sociological phenomenon.
Wow, I never thought about it that way. I've been so focused on physical preparation that I completely ignore the physiological and social aspects. But wait, doesn't this also connect to global studies? How we treat our players affect how the world sees us as a nation, right?
Exactly. That's where global studies comes in. Let me explain how this works. When Indonesia participates in international tournaments, we representing our country on a global platform. The way our players conduct themselves, their discipline, their sportsmanship, their resilience, creates a national image. Days can actually improve tourism, attract foreign investment, and strengthen diplomatic championships with other countries.
And then even considered the international implication, my focus has been people on the team's internal psychology dynamic. But you are right, the global community is watching this is the change for Indonesia to show cultural values like gotong royong and community spirit to the entire world.
This is making me think completely differently about coaching. I should be combine your psychological approaches with my traditional training methods. Dika, can you teach me more about positive self-talk and visualization techniques?
Of course, I can ship you some tips and information. For example, you can help your player visualize themselves score a goal or marking successful passes. You can also teach them to replace negative thought with positive affirmative ones. It's simple but very effective.
And Indra, maybe we can organize community viewing parties for the next match. That way people can experience the social solidarity you were talking about. We can bring the whole neighborhood together.
That's a brilliant idea. Community viewing parties for work allow people to come together and share the experiences. From a social standpoint, shared experience create positive memories. I may gain if Indonesia qualifies that memory will be a source of national pride for generations to come.
And from a psychology perspective, bringing something together creates what we call such an emotional connection. In bond people together and strengthen their sense of belonging. The player on the field feel that energy. They know that millions of people are supporting them.
Okay, so here's my new plan. First, I'm going to incorporate Dika's psychological training methods with my traditional approach. I will help my players visualize success, set process goals, and create a psychologically safe environment where they can learn from mistakes without fear.
When I will research all the fun communities organize viewing events. We can spread this idea across Jakarta and maybe even nationwide. If everyone gets together, it creates what sociologists call collective effervescence, a special energy that only emerges when people share intense emotions together.
And I can help the team by studying over physical weaknesses every day. It's what we call psychology full privileges. Some teams lost motivations when they fall behind. Others become affected and makes careless mistakes. Understanding this potential give Indonesia a strategic and advantage.
This is incredible. When we combine my physical training, Dika's psychological insights, and Indra's sociological understanding, we actually have a comprehensive approach. We are not just preparing a football team, we are preparing an entire nation for the world stage.
Exactly, and what we are doing right now, there will from different backgrounds with different experience working together. That's a perfect example of how a cooperation makes us stronger. We each have our strengths, but when we share our knowledge, we create something much more powerful.
You know, this competition has taught me something important: the psychology well-being of our player, the social bonds in our community, and our place in the global community. They are connected. When we understand this connection, we can achieve great things.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call my team right now and tell them about all these ideas. I think the players will be more motivated knowing that their success isn't just about them. It's about representing our nation with pride.
Let's keep this conversations going. I will create a WhatsApp group where we can share research and ideas. Dika and share psychology articles. I share sociology resource and Isan and can share training updates. We can support each other.
That sounds perfect, and maybe we can have even organize their community viewing party for the next match. If Indonesia qualifies, we'll collaborate together as a community that will be truly special.
I love that idea. When final whistle blows and we know our fate, I want to be surrounded by people who share this passion. This is just my dream. It's all of our dreams. Let's make it happen together.
That this happens has talk is something valuable. We are connected or psychological well-being or social bonds and our place in the global community. When we understand this connection, we can achieve great things.
To host to Indonesia may will qualification for the World Cup, and more importantly, may our journey show the world the strength of our spirit, the unity of our people, and the depth of on the determination.
Indonesia will in this together.
Alright, I have to go now. I need to prepare for my training session. But before we end this call, let's all agree that no matter what happens with the World Cup, our collaboration has already made us stronger. We have learned from each other, and that's what true teamwork is about.
couldn't have said us it better myself. I seen you talk psychology article tonight.
And I share my research about community viewing events that to you both soon.
Thank you both. This conversation has really opened my eyes. Goodbye for now and go Indonesia.
Bye, son. Stay excited, but remember to stay calm too.
Take care with you. We are back again soon Indonesia for the World Cup.
Goodbye.
Take care. See
Thank
you.
you.